Hey, this some player shit. Hip Hop Haven, we react to hip hop culture, not a lousy trick. I done made 1,000 flips. Robin Devin hit the scene and they react to it. Latest trends, music news, they do all of it. Hip Hop Haven, Hip Hop Haven, Hip Hop Haven. Hope you tuning in, don't forget the big Hip Hop Haven. Hey, big Hip Hop Haven. Hope you tuning in.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Big Hip Hop Haven.
Don't forget the big. Welcome back.
So today we're doing a paid subscriber request. This one is for David Cross. Who's the requester? David Cross 9284. Shout out to you.
Big shout out.
And he requested that, or they requested that we do Ren Money Game Part 3. We normally wouldn't jump straight into any series as or any track as part of a series without doing the first two first, but he spent his money, so we're gonna give him what he wants.
Yeah. This is what you want.
Yeah, so we're gonna hop right to this.
We appreciate the support.
If it's fire, which it probably will be because Ren hasn't missed yet, right?
True.
If it's fire, what we'll probably do, and if y'all want this, we'll go back, do 1 and 2. Because I'm assuming there's a part 1 and 2. I'm not really sure on that, but I'm assuming. What's up? All right, so let's get that joint jumping. No,
and that did not even help. Oh, you can see it better a little bit.
All right, bet. You ready?
Yep, just making sure they checked out. They got to see the new background, so the light was kind of shining on it.
They don't give a damn about that.
Well, let's check out Ren. Let's go.
Let's go. Before we even get started, let me find out Ren plays the piano and the guitar. Like, that's a whole cheat code. That's not fair. If this is Ren playing this, that's not fair.
He got magic in his fingers.
I wish I could do that.
So soulful.
That better not be Ren. Bruh, that better be a paid pianist that he has doing this. Because if this is Ren, that's not fair, G. That's not fair.
He's gifted.
I always want to be able to play the piano like this. Samuel and Ren video, okay.
Which one is Ren? Before we find out who this is, these matches remind me of that scene in the Django. You know what I'm talking about? Well, don't ask me or mine for nothing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They had the little mask with the eyes all messed up.
Could have been done better.
Yeah. I was about to say, what you talking about? Yeah.
It was funny. Sorry.
So that was Ren.
It was
That's
Ren
crazy.
playing fire.
That's nuts.
Vocals. No, he didn't.
Sing then. That's what I'm talking about.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, gimme. 2 years old, he was walking. 3 years old, walking quickly. 4 years old, he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17,
He programming.
Yeah.
Come on.
And he's doing cybersecurity protocols like
Come on.
TCP,
At
UDP, stuff like
16.
that. I'm an
That's
IT
crazy.
engineer. So yeah, because complex programming would probably be like C#. I don't
Come
know
on.
that.
A 16-year-old was doing your job better than you, David.
I don't do programming at all. So I'm a cloud engineer. So
if you knew better, you'd do better.
you know where the money at, you'll go there. Huh.
and he sells his vision. Keeping the shack, not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18 and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26.
What?
When is enough, people? That's what's wrong with us.
He did all that.
Satisfied.
Yo,
never satisfied as a people.
You in a palace in your 20s? That's you won, G.
Yeah,
like most people don't hit their financial prime till like 40. So
late 40s.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the...
What was that movie? War Dogs?
War Dogs, yeah, he making big bread.
I mean, he was already making big bread though, because technically you can make more money doing the stocks and stuff depending on where he was. Like if he was on Wall Street, those are what the jobs are called, like the master of the universe, because they can make hundreds of millions to billions per year.
Yeah, he took the.
You can do that with arms dealing also, but it's maybe frowned upon for one, and then it may be high risk. It's a little sketchy.
Not a little sketchy, a lot of sketchy.
Depending on who you selling to. Like if you sell it to America, then you might be all right. If you selling to Ukraine or
to America, then
in War Dogs, they were selling to like Africa and stuff like that.
To America, but they sold Chinese ammo to American
expired Chinese in Africa, so they had to repack the bullets and all that stuff. That's a movie spoiler, but go watch War Dogs. That's kind of what he's talking about.
Good movie.
The dude who was in War Dogs also kind of had a good job before he did that, but it was nowhere near stock investment or what he's making.
But Ren is born, his storytelling.
Yeah, it's a good.
It's crazy.
It's a vivid story so far.
That skill in him.
I ain't gonna hold you. In the order that we've been watching these, he's kind of this is like the last piece he really kind of needed to. I wanted a full story, basically. telling a story about himself. He did that already. Now he's telling a whole nother story, which is fire. And he's done everything else: flows, bars, instruments, metaphors, schemes, multiple instruments, singing with an A, not an I, singing. Like,
he's like the Ben 10 of hip hop now. He can just
not
switch
fair.
his
It's so far, it's not fair.
Another skill.
I can see why so many people like him for sure. Like, he's making me a fan. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Okay, 24, he makes the Forbes list. They're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift. He switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30. His daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place.
The hell is daddy want him to do? What is his father trying to push him to do?
World domination.
That's the only thing that could be next. Like,
pinky in the brain.
You're a president or CEO of anything about 30, you won. Like, that is not normal. So people out there shooting for that, you could try. There's nothing wrong with shooting for it and work towards it. But if you don't
get it,
some may. It's gonna be a very, very small percent. Probably a fraction of how many people ever get there are in their 30s. So don't feel discouraged. Just keep grinding.
You got it.
And if you got a father like this telling you that ain't enough, tell him to shut up. I ain't gonna hold you.
Of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30. His daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33.
He had all these.
That escalated quickly.
Right.
That took a left.
It progressed from
coding to cartel work.
Before that he was dealing arms. He was an arms dealer. So it's like,
I'm just showing
that was like a borderline. You could be legal, you could not be, depending on what you're doing.
Now he's part of the triad almost.
Yeah. See?
He in the mob.
See?
He in the mob.
His dad should have just been happy being a CEO president. He would have lived a great life, had benefits, retirement, stock investments, all that. But now,
good money off his return.
He can't even clearly retire. It's hard to retire off drug money. Like,
always looking over your shoulder.
You can't just invest it. That's money laundering.
You got to clean the money after you get it. That's an extra work, extra fee,
and illegal.
Come on, and illegal. Yes, thank you.
You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pockets.
The people he was paying off. The Piggly Wigglies he was paying off.
Because now I want to understand what he's trying to say with that.
I guess he was paying them off not to look or to have a blind eye.
But he's saying that the po-po is in his pockets also. So maybe they're setting him up because they know he's running out the back. Because if you look at our, at least U.S. government, our CIA put the drugs in the streets.
Whoa, we don't want to name anybody. We just call them the Alphabet Boys.
Okay. It's the Alphabet Boys to start with a C and ends with an A. And it's documented proof now. We ain't just fabricating this. People ain't have boats to go get this stuff. They ain't have planes. How'd they get here?
That's true.
Of course.
So you can also watch Snowfall. They gave you a little glimpse into it.
You can watch the movie Blow, and it'll tell you a lot of it too. Like how it started and some of the people was Boston George. Like, what we talking about?
Lego.
Diego. Yeah.
You're just the servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. 35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion.
So he's selling the work, but he ain't listen to Biggie growing up.
Yeah, 10
that's what that was,
man.
Yeah,
come on.
You can't.
Commandment number
I
one.
understand that it's traumatic to lose a parent for sure. We've been there, a father for sure, but to start abusing substances and especially the ones he's talking about, boy, that's a dangerous game, especially with a lot of money.
Slippery
that's
slope.
Son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Damn.
You was on top of the world and now you can't even stand on it.
Now you can't even.
You said you got in a war with cartel, so
told you the cartel.
You said the triads.
I said everybody.
But well, if you moving tons of work,
come on,
it gotta be somebody. Yeah,
somebody gonna
you ain't just
get
doing that yourself. Yeah,
come on now.
Oh boy,
his storytelling is crazy. I feel like I'm there.
We're only halfway through this. What the hell?
What can happen after he's in a wheelchair?
Could have been worse. He went to dead or jail. His dad created a monster.
That's normally how it happens. It be your parents.
What? That was dope. That camera work.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him. And it's a version of she. And it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we design. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order feel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution.
It's low-key a mini movie.
Always.
What's the solution about to be?
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. More will grow upon the surface and consume till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
The hell?
45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants. He is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father. It's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Yo. 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 I forgot we were reacting, G. Not gonna hold you. Yo. So is that a clip? So is there a part 4? I'm thinking there's a part 4. So hold on. But this one started from like, it told the story of Jimmy from birth. So what the hell is 1 and 2 about?
This one was deep.
Money don't change you. It ain't gonna make you happy either. More money, more problems. Like just what it is. I thought I would solve all my problems just making more money. And no, now you at some point, even if you solve your problems with money, now you got problems. You will figure out that you got to deal with other people's problems and try to solve those. You can't solve all those with money. You can't solve health problems always with money.
It don't make it
Sometimes
happen.
it will help, but not always. So trust me. Yeah. If I would spend all the money in the world to get good health for some people I love. So, and this one, he had trauma from his father. It wasn't even an abusive trauma, but it was like
It was verbally abusive.
It was like a lack of acknowledgement for his success that he accomplished. So it kept pushing him to do more and more. And after you do stocks and you're told you're mastered that, and they say, oh, you need more. Then he goes to selling weapons. Oh, you need to do more. That's not enough. Then he went to selling word. I mean, he turned into Pablo Escobar. Like, he told a whole story. Like this,
phenomenal.
You could write a movie off of the story.
And then all his videos look like movies. This was a Ren video. He did this joint too.
Yeah, it was him and somebody else.
Like, but come on, crazy. They all could be movies or limited series.
The last 2 we saw at least.
Wow, man.
The other ones were more rap style videos.
Big shout out to the subscriber who recommended this, man. Who sent the super chat. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you,
David Cross 9284. Shout out to you, G.
Big shout out. You put
he said that he knows that we'll like it. I guess he kind of watched our videos and knows what we like. Yeah, you were right.
You
know us.
You were right.
You know us.
You were right.
Good job.
Big shout out to all the renegades out there.
Yeah, for sure. But
Oh
David Cross, you get the gold star for this one, G. I ain't gonna hold you. And if anyone else wants to jump the line and have us react to exactly what they want before it's in our queue, because our queue is probably like 150 plus deep, so it's going to be a minute before we get to those. And we get more every day. So if you want to skip that line, do what David Cross did. Super chat at the moment. That's the best way to do it.
Best way.
Yeah, but let us know what you want us to do in the actual super chat. So you know what I mean. And we'll get to it as soon as possible. This one, yeah.
As you know, we don't even rate Ren here, so
yeah, it's hard to. What am I gonna say?
It's pointless.
It's not a 10. Like what I'm gonna say? It's not a 10. That's crazy.
It's another Ren
it's
joint.
A 10.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a 10.
It's
like,
another Ren joint. What do you expect?
At this point, yeah, that's what 6 or 7 we've done for him so far. All hits. So. Yeah, this is real rap. I like that. I love rap with a message and storytelling. That's
real hip hop back.
Y'all let us know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this, share it with somebody. Tell a friend. Let them know. We on our journey to 10K. We'll get there with y'all help. We love y'all. Y'all love us. We keep putting this work out for y'all.
Let go.
This has been another episode of Big Hip Hop Haven.
Don't forget the big.
Until next time, we out. This.
Peace.
then some player shit. Hip Hop Haven, we react to hip hop culture, not a lousy trick. I done made 1,000 flips. Robin Devin hit the scene and they react to it. Latest trends, music news, they do all of it. Hip Hop Haven, Hip Hop Haven, Hip Hop Haven. Help you tuning in, don't forget the big.